If you've ever felt like giving up on your YouTube channel, well, you're in good company because 71% of content creators have admitted to wanting to quit at some point along their journey. And speaking for myself, personally, I have thought about quitting twice over the last 2 years. The first time was month number 3, where I had back-to-back weeks of 20-hour editing sessions and I was just feeling completely burnt out. The second time was literally right after I got monetized, which sounds really crazy to think because I had just hit this milestone, but at this time I was feeling so lost and so directionless and I didn't really know what to do. So this begs the question, what is it about YouTube content creation that makes people want to quit before they even really make any progress? Well, I think the simple answer is that it's just really hard. The more nuanced answer is that you're oftentimes, especially early on, putting in far more work than you're getting in return. And when you do this for months on end, there's no doubt you're going to be frustrated, burnt out, and wanting to give up. So today I'm going to show you inside the YouTube studio what it looks like to be stuck in that invisible growth phase that many of you might be stuck in. And I'll give you some practical strategies, things that I have done to help me through those difficult times. And I'll show you what it looks like when you get to the other end. This way, you don't give up on your channel. But first, let's start with an analogy. And here's something that I wish I was thinking about way back when I was thinking about quitting, is that YouTube is like almost building a house from scratch. Very early on, it's slow, it's delayed by things that you can't control. And for months, it's just piles of dirt and concrete and lumber. It doesn't look like much, but this is the critical stage of your YouTube channel because you're literally laying the foundation. You're installing plumbing, HVAC, electrical, all of the critical infrastructure that you're going to need to have a proper channel down the line. And early YouTube is very much the same way. As you're getting started, you're working on niche clarity, you're developing content pillars, you're getting more confident on camera, you're experimenting with technology. All of these things are going to become foundational to your YouTube channel success. And now each video that you post, I think about it like a light fixture or a wall socket or an appliance or the flooring or the windows, right? All of the things inside the house that by themselves are pretty boring and bland. But when you zoom out and look at the collective, they're functional, they're stylish, and they're unique to you. Now, most days it'll feel like no progress has been made at all, but then you'll have a week where out of the blue, the entire frame of the ground level goes up, and all of a sudden it feels like a giant step forward. And the more you build, the more the passerbyers slow down to check out what's happening because all of a sudden they can see a little bit of a shape emerge and things are just a little bit more interesting for them. But each stage was predicated on all of the invisible work being done before it could occur. And that's what I'm going to show you right now in the YouTube studio. Early on, it's so easy to think of all of those initial videos that didn't get many views as complete failures, but they're not. I like to think of them as the lights and the wall sockets in all of those rooms in the house that just haven't been used yet because you haven't had any company over. They sit there for months, mostly dormant, but the second you have company over, things start to change. Here's what I mean by that. This tutorial I made on split screens in CapCut. In its first week, this video got 300 views, which is well below average for my channel. For 6 months, it just sat there, not doing much at all. But now that people are discovering my channel, coming over to my house, the appliances are starting to get some use. And it's now sitting at nearly 4,000 views. Here's another example. This is a screen recording tutorial. In the first week, this video got about 600 views, which is actually great for my channel back then, but it took another 9 months before anyone finally stepped on the carpet. And now it's at 5,000 views. So once your house is move-in ready and you start having people over for holidays and get-togethers, all these components that you've installed months ago suddenly come to life. The Wi-Fi starts working, the guest bedroom gets slept in, and everything you've built starts serving its purpose. Now, if you're watching this and wondering, gosh, is there an easier way to get through all of this construction? The honest answer is no. You still have to do all the work. But there are definitely ways to build more efficiently, and that's where my one-to-one mentorship comes in. So if you're interested in building your dream house, click the link in the description below and let's chat. But here's the real problem. There's a toxic belief that convinces creators to stop construction right as they're making real progress. One of the biggest misconceptions that makes creators quit during the invisible growth phase is this: if my content was actually good, I would be getting views by now. Therefore, I'm not good at this and I should just give up. And this assumption is everywhere. We see successful channels and viral videos, and we make the assumption that good content automatically equals immediate views. But here's what I've learned after many months of feeling like the content I was posting was just falling into a black hole is that yes, you absolutely need to make good content, but great content and immediate visibility are two completely separate things. You see, there's a bit of a paradox at play. YouTube needs to know how people are reacting to your content, likes, engagement, shares, comments, before they show it to more people. But people can't react to a video that they can't find or that doesn't get served to them. It's like the chicken and the egg thing, right? It's like you don't know what comes first. So the question is, what do we actually do? The answer is just don't give up. So think about it this way. AMC didn't cancel Breaking Bad after its first season and lackluster viewership. They understood that good quality content can sometimes take time to find its real audience. And that 47 view tutorial that took you 8 hours to make, it's not a failure. It is a load-bearing beam that's holding up the entire living room. It's just that nobody can see it. Every subscriber is somebody that sees the potential in what you're building. And the algorithm isn't ignoring you because you have a weak foundation. It's simply just trying to figure out what neighborhood you belong in. And so the question isn't whether your house is good enough to deserve visitors. It's, are you willing to put in the work to continue to build the house while the algorithm seeks to find people to live on your street? All right, so now that I've beaten this analogy to death, let me share with you a couple practical strategies of things that I have done that help push me through this invisible growth phase. The first strategy to help you through the invisible growth phase is to invest in yourself. And I don't mean watch countless hours of YouTube videos disguised as productivity, but really it's procrastinating because you know you're not going to take action on a lot of what you're learning. I mean, really invest. Spend the money on books, on a course, on a coach, on a community. When you have some financial skin in the game, you'll take those things more seriously and you'll put them more into action. So I have personally invested a low 5-figure sum into courses and coaches. And when you make this kind of financial commitment, it sort of forces you to take action and at minimum to try and recoup that investment. But more importantly, it gives you access to the systems, the tools, and the people who have built the thing that you yourself want to build. And so if you're serious about doing this YouTube thing, you want it to become a legitimate side hustle or even a full-time income, it's one of the highest ROI things you can do to expedite your growth. Now, you can definitely grow on YouTube on your own terms for free on your own timeline. Many people have done that in the past, but investing in yourself just means you're accelerating your growth by leveraging other people's expertise and the things that they've learned through trial and error. The second strategy to get through the invisible growth phase is to simplify everything. And one of the hardest things about solo content creation is that it's very difficult to focus our energy and attention. There are countless things pulling for our attention, distracting us, sending us down rabbit holes, and helping us to procrastinate when we know we should be doing other things. Getting good on YouTube means having focus, intention, and discipline. So ask yourself the question from the book, The One Thing. What is the one thing such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? And for most creators, the answer is the same. It is focusing on improving your content and your content creation process. Stop getting distracted by shiny objects. Ditch the new editing software, the AI gimmicks, or the half-baked guru hacks that are out there. Work to simplify your thumbnails, your editing process, your scripting process, your filming process. And so remember that at the end of the day, these are just silly internet videos that we're making, and there should be joy in the process. So try to remove any friction or resistance that you feel is attached to it. The third strategy to help you through the invisible growth phase is to practice gratitude. You're creating content, you're solving problems, and you're building something from nothing. And oftentimes we feel like we're not enough or we should be further along ahead. And this is a common problem that a lot of people feel, including myself. But it's only when we look back and take a few moments to reflect on the ground that we've covered can we find a little bit of peace and start to ground ourselves. It's all too easy to get obsessed with our subscriber count and our view metrics and to forget the real progress that we're actually making. And so that's why I recommend keeping a victory log. So I'll put a link for one in the description below. You can grab it. It's a simple way of giving yourself milestones to work towards and for you to check things off as you accomplish them. So maybe it's sending 10 emails to your newsletter or uploading your 25th video to your channel, or maybe it's hosting your first live stream. I recommend you review it every 2 to 3 weeks, check things off, add new things in there, and really spend some time to internalize all the cool things you've done on your creator journey. But even with all these strategies in place, there's still going to be moments where you feel like quitting is the only logical choice. But here's exactly why you shouldn't. This image perfectly captures what almost happened to me. You see the guy at the bottom who stopped digging just inches away from those diamonds? This was almost me twice. Here's what it looks like inside my YouTube studio. Exactly 3 months in, I was burnt out from 20 hours a week editing videos. I hit a wall and I wasn't really sure what to do. I was pretty desperate, but I hit record on my next video anyways. And that very next video, it doubled my views and my watch time and almost got me to 1,000 subscribers. Had I had given in and quit, I never would have made that video and I wouldn't be talking with you guys right now. Here's what 9 months in looks like. Between month 7 and 9, nothing much happened. I was coming off of a very high, feeling great, and then things fell off a cliff. But shortly after, another viral moment spiked my channel and set me off for more sustained growth over the last few months. Point is, these moments feel hopeless, but this is where we spend 80% of our time. The goal is to simply sustain and to push through despite the fact that we might not see any light at the end of the tunnel. You just need to have faith that a breakthrough is right around the corner. Now, even with coaching and a community, there were still so many things that I had to learn the hard way. And so I bottled up 12 months of trial and error into this video right over here. It's how I would learn to grow on YouTube if I could start over. And it's basically everything I wish I had known when I was where you are right now. So if you go ahead and check that video out, I'll see you over there.